Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you about eye makeup and I'm going to be demonstrating our pigments. I've got three colors here that I'm going to be demonstrating. They are Curious, Angelic, and Daring. So I'm going to start with my eyelid brush, which is a flat brush. It's great for putting the pigment on your eyes. I like to wet my brush to give it a little bit more of a pop when I use the pigments. I just pour very, very little in there. I don't know if you can see that. That's how little it takes. Let's see if I can. Here we go. So I tap my brush in there. It is a little bit wet. And I go ahead and start smoothing it on my eyelid. You can see how that really brings out the pigment by having a little bit of a wet brush on your lid. That's a little trick I had learned. Do the other eyelid. Okay. The nice thing about these pigments is they're velvety, creamy, smooth. They don't crease in your eyelids, and they stay on for about 12 hours a day without needing touch-ups. Okay, now that I have that on my lid pretty good, I am going to take my next color, which is Daring. I'm going to take my crease brush here. Just tap a little bit into the pigment. And I like to start from the outside because the brush has the most of the pigments on it. If it's heavy, and I just sweep it across the brow bone. Get that little V. Go circular to blend it in. And you can do the same thing with this if you wanted a darker look right here in the V and you don't have, like, say, a black or a darker brown, you could wet it and it would give you that. I think this is dark enough for today, so I'm going to leave it as is. I'm not going to add any water to it. Again, sweeping like a windshield wiper motion over your brow bone. Getting that corner and blending it in to your eyelid. Little circular motions, very light on the brush here. To really blend it in. There we go. Okay, next I'm going to take my color Angelic, which I'm going to use that as a highlighter. And I'm going to highlight the brow with that. I'm seeing which brush I want to use here. I'm going to use my angled brush. For me, that seems to work pretty well. Let's tap it in the minerals. And I'm just going to start here about center of my pupil and lightly drag it over. Right there along the brow line. Same thing with the other side. Just kind of highlight that brow area. Okay. You can also take that same highlighter and put it on the inside of your eyes to give it a little bit more of a pop. Draw some attention there. There we go. I'm going to blend this stuff in a little bit better now. This is where I use more of a blending brush. It's not as dense. I take a little bit of my Curious and just kind of blend everything in. Okay, now I'm going to add with my eyeliner. I'm going to use Younique's, this is called Prim. It's more of a lighter brown color. I'm going to use that on the bottom, just to line the bottom of my lashes to give it some dimension. Before, I used to use black on everything. I use black on the top of my eyes, black on the bottom, everywhere. And although it was striking, it didn't give you that multi-dimensional effect because it was just so stark. So I learned by using shades that kind of matched in with the eyeshadow, it would give you a softer look, and it wouldn't be that drastic black on everything. So I like to put it a little bit beneath my eyes here, kind of going up there into my eyelid. Okay, now I'm going to take my other eyeliner. This is Proper. It's darker, as you can tell by the end there. It's the dark brown. And I'm going to bring this and add it to the top of my eyelid. You could also use black here. I like to use black a lot, but today I'm going to show you the different colors that we have to break out the box. And I'm going to stop it at the end of my eye. Later on I will do a tutorial for you guys on how to do a winged eye or a cat eye. I would go up a little bit further. But today I'm just going to do the regular basic application. I am using my left hand to hold a mirror, so I would usually typically use both hands, but one's taken up right now. You want to make sure you want to get on the inside here. It looks ugly if you don't. There you go. That gives a little more of a soft look. And that is it. Again, the colors I used is Curious on the eyelid, Angelic on the highlighter of the brow, and Daring for my dimension. Okay. You can clean this up a bit if you have a blender bud is good and some concealer, or if you don't have concealer for underneath your eyes to brighten it up, you could use your foundation and you just tap it here and bring it up. That gives you a nice fine line, a nice clean line. But that's basically the look. And again, this is using the minerals, the pigments we have with Younique. They come in these little jars. They last you a long time. As you can see here, I hardly put anything in the lid. And that's what covered my eyelid. If you have any questions, let me know. And thanks for watching my demonstration.